and every deed. We've got the power of peace. We've got the power of peace in every word and every deed. We've got the power of peace. The church, the temple, the mosque, and everywhere, where 2 or 3 are gathered, the power of peace is growing there. We've got the power of peace in every word and every deed. We've got the power of peace. We've got the power of peace in every word and every deed. We've got the power of peace. Discrimination, prejudice is on the rise. Heritage of hatred, will we ever realize? We've got the power of peace in every word and every deed. We've got the power of peace. We've got the power of peace in every word and every deed. We've got the power of peace.
Hi everyone, do you feel stronger with all that power of peace? I do. I feel stronger and happier and like really ready to go out and change the world. I hope you do too. Today is our last Bible story and our last day of Vacation Bible School, and it's kind of sad, but it's also kind of fun because we've learned a whole lot of different stories. We've learned the Sermon on the Mount when Jesus told people that blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called children of God. We had a story with Abram and Lot where they solved a problem in a unique way, and that's something that we learned to do. We learned that we can help other people with Naomi, Ruth, and Boaz, where they were the king, the person who had the field where they were going in to kind of look for leftover grain, told his servants to make sure that there was enough grain there so that those people could eat, because he felt love and compassion in his heart for people who didn't have the opportunities he had. And then yesterday we learned that peacemakers stand up for what's right, and that sometimes if you know somebody who's a bully, you know that you can help them try to become a nicer person by not concentrating on their meanness, but concentrating on how to make them make better choices and be more kind. Today, we're going to say that peacemakers ask for help to resolve conflicts. We're going to hear an interesting Bible story that we hear a lot in church. It's the story of Martha and Mary. And Martha and Mary were having Jesus at their home, and Jesus was visiting. And do you know how much work it is to have company? It's wonderful. But how often, like if you're going to have company that you haven't seen for a very long time, or just somebody that is really special to your family, does your mom have a list of chores for you to do? Clean your room, dust, vacuum, make sure everything is wonderful. Somebody help me prepare the foods. So that's what was going on in Martha and Mary's house. But when Jesus got there were still chores to do, except Mary wanted to listen to Jesus, and Martha was left doing all the work. So we're going to listen to this Bible story today, and we're going to see just how Martha and Mary resolved their conflicts.
Hi, today is our last day of Peace Lab. Wow, we've learned a lot this week. We've learned that peacemakers are the children of God. We learned that peacemakers solve problems. We learned that peacemakers help people. We learned that peacemakers speak up when they see something that's wrong. What will we learn today? You've already heard a story about 2 sisters, Martha and Mary. And this story comes from the New Testament, the new promise, the promise that Jesus has saved us and we will have eternal life with him in heaven. So Jesus is the peacemaker in today's story. Martha and Mary. On their journey, Jesus entered a village where a woman named Martha welcomed him to her home. She had a sister named Mary, who seated herself at the Lord's feet and listened to his words. Martha, who was busy with all the details of hospitality, came to Jesus and said, "Lord, are you not concerned that my sister has left me to do the household tasks all alone? Tell her to help me." The Lord in reply said to her, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and upset about many things. One thing only is required. Mary has chosen the better portion, and she will not be deprived of it." You see, Jesus loved both Martha and Mary. And Martha was doing important work, because when somebody comes to your house, you want to have a clean place for them to sit. You want to have good food for them to eat. You want to make sure that there is fresh water or beverages for them to drink. You want to make sure that they're cool enough and they're warm enough. You want to make sure there's a place for them to sleep if they're staying overnight. There's a lot to do. Mary wasn't helping Martha do all of these things. Mary was sitting at the feet of Jesus, listening. Did Jesus say, "Mary, get up and go help Martha do her work"? No, he didn't. He loved Martha just the way she was. And he loved Mary just the way she was. And he loves you just the way you are. And he loves me just the way I am. And he reminded Martha that he loved her. And she knew that he was making peace. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they are the children of God. So your Bible challenge today is peacemakers ask for help to resolve conflicts. Martha was all ready to have a little argument with her sister, but instead of going to Mary and saying, "Mary, get up, come and help me," she went right to Jesus and asked for his help. And she didn't get the answer she was expecting, but she did understand that this was the way Jesus showed his love for them. So peacemakers ask for help when there are conflicts. Sometimes we can't change the situation all by ourselves. We need help. You might ask your parents, or if you're at school and there's a problem, you can ask your teacher. You can ask a friend or an older brother or sister. You don't have to do everything yourself. If the conflict or the problem is more than you can handle, a peacemaker like you and I will ask for help. Well, our memory verse is everything that we have been learning Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, all put together. Let's see if we can remember it. On Monday, we said that peacemakers will be called the children of God. On Tuesday, we said, live in harmony with one another. On Wednesday, we said, don't mistreat someone who has mistreated you, but try to earn the respect of others. On Thursday, we learned, do your best to live in peace with everyone. And today we say, live in harmony with one another. Have you been practicing? Well, I have a little story I'd like to share with you today about asking for help to solve a problem. Stand Tall, Molly Lou Mellon, written by Patty Lavelle and illustrated by David Catrow. Molly Lou Mellon stood just taller than her dog and was the shortest girl in the first grade. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Walk as proudly as you can, and the world will look up to you." So she did. Molly Lou Mellon had buck teeth that stuck out so far she could stack pennies on them. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Smile big, and the world will smile right alongside you." So she did. Molly Lou Mellon had a voice that sounded like a bullfrog being squeezed by a boa constrictor. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Sing out clear and strong, and the world will cry tears of joy." So she did. Molly Lou Mellon was often fumble-fingered. She didn't mind. Her grandma had told her, "Believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you too." So she did. Then Molly Lou Mellon moved to a new town. She had to say goodbye to her grandma and all of her friends. And start a new school. On the first day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Shrimpo in gym class. When the game started, Molly Lou Mellon caught the football, ran under the legs of Ronald Durkin, and scored a touchdown. All the children thought, "Wow, she's good." And Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the second day of school, Ronald Durkin called her Bucky-Tooth Beaver. Molly Lou Mellon took out her pennies, stacked 10 high on her teeth, and smiled as big as day. All the children smiled with glee, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the third day of school, Ronald Durkin said, "You sound like a sick duck, honk, honk." Molly Lou Mellon sang out, "Quack!" so clear and strong that it made Ronald Durkin somersault backwards, hit his head, and have to go to the nurse. All the children cried with joy to be free of Ronald Durkin for the rest of the afternoon, and Ronald Durkin felt very foolish. On the fourth day of school, Ronald Durkin said that she'd made the snowflake all wrong. But Molly Lou Mellon opened up her paper and revealed the most beautiful snowflake of all. All the children oohed and awed, even Ronald. On the 5th day of school, Ronald Durkin brought Molly Lou Mellon a stacking penny for her tooth and smiled at her. That night, Molly Lou Mellon took out a pencil and paper and wrote a letter to her grandma. Dear Grandma, I wanted to tell you that everything you told me was exactly right. Love, Molly Lou Mellon. And now I'm going to close our little session together, our last one, with a prayer. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Oh God, we have been practicing being peacemakers. We thank you for this time we've spent together, and we ask you to always be with us as we solve problems and help others on our way to becoming your children. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Make peace.
God is bigger than what we can see. God is bigger than what we believe. God is bigger than ideology. God is bigger, God is bigger, God is bigger than you and me. Growing up, go to school, am I enough? Am I cool? So much to learn, what's the rule? God is bigger. Sometimes brave, often scared. Am I normal? Am I weird? What's the lesson to be heard? God is bigger. Bullied and pushed around, hoping pieces on the ground, giving up, shutting down. God is bigger. Who is pretty, who is not? Who is cold, who is hot? What's a healthy, holy thought? God is bigger. What's a healthy, holy thought? God is bigger. God is bigger than what we can see. God is bigger than what we believe. God is bigger than ideology. God is bigger. God is bigger. God is bigger than you and me. Everybody makes mistakes. Growing hope, love and faith. Behold God's amazing grace. God is bigger. Friends and enemies, forgiveness is for all of these. Mercy is the way of peace. God is bigger. Be strong in honesty, compassion and humility. Love beyond infinity. God is bigger. Stand against injustice, cultivate holiness. Can I get a witness? God is bigger. Can I get a witness? God is bigger. God is bigger than what we can see. God is bigger than what we believe. God is bigger than ideology. God is bigger. God is bigger. God is bigger than you and me. Than what we can see. God is bigger than what we believe. God is bigger than ideology. God is bigger. God is bigger. God is bigger than you and me. God is bigger.
Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you how to make a cootie catcher. Now it's a really simple process and I will be walking you through it in a step-by-step manner. So let's get right to it. As you can see, I have started off with a square sheet of paper. So the first step is to get a square sheet of paper and then fold the paper in half by bringing the top and the bottom together. So just grab it like that, line up the edges of the top and the bottom just like that. Try and be as precise as possible, and then fold it and make a nice crease just like that. Then you are going to unfold it, and then you are going to fold it in half from left to right just like that. Line up the edges from left to right and try and be as precise as possible, and then simply fold it and make a crease just like that. Then you are going to unfold it and you are going to turn it like this, and if you take a look, you can see that there's an X in the middle of the paper. Now you are going to take each of the four corners and fold them in towards the center of the X. So I'm going to start with the top one right here. Just going to grab it and fold it just like that towards the center of the X, and then fold it like that and make a nice crease just like that. Then I'm going to turn it and I'm going to continue with the other corners. Make sure that the corner is lined up with the center of the X, fold it and make a nice crease. And the same thing goes with the other corners. Alright, now that I have finished folding the corners in, I'm going to take the paper, and as you can see it looks like a square again, and I'm going to flip it over just like that. And then I'm going to turn it so that it sort of looks like a diamond, and once again I'm going to take each of the corners and fold them in towards the center of the sheet of paper. So I'm just going to start with the top corner and match up the corner with the center of the paper just like that, and then fold it and crease it just like that. And I'm going to repeat the process with the other corners. Now that I have finished folding the four corners in towards the center of the piece of paper, I'm just going to lightly fold it just like this. Just going to lightly fold it like that in half, and then, in half from top to bottom, and then in half from left to right, just like that, and then unfold it. And it just makes it a bit easier to work with, and I'm going to flip the paper over so it was like that. Now I have flipped the paper over, and I'm going to do the same thing. Fold it in half from top to bottom, fold it in half from left to right, just like that, and then unfold it. And now, as you can see, there are four flaps. So I'm going to pop these flaps out, just like that. They're sort of like pockets. Just make sure that they can be popped out, just like that. And then the goal here is to get your fingers inside of the flaps, just like that. So you get two fingers, your thumb and your index finger inside of the flaps, and do the same thing with the flaps on the other side. And you have to bend it, try and bend it so that it works out to being the way that the cootie catcher is. So it's sort of difficult, but you have to sort of bend it like that, and then you can put your fingers in the flaps. So I'll just do that again. Bend it like that, then put your fingers in the flaps, just like that. I have my thumb and my index finger in those flaps, and then my thumb and my index finger in these flaps. Get them all the way to the corners, and now you can just push the flaps up like that, and you have made yourself a cootie catcher, just like that. It's a really simple process, and if you have your thumb and your index finger in the flaps like that, you can maneuver it really easily.
So you have your fortune teller, you know how to do it, so you'll put 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the opening ones, And then when you open it up, you'll see 5, 6, 7, 8. And you just pretend that somebody is doing it. And then when it says somebody is choosing number 3, you open up number 3 and it says, bring food to a pantry. And that's a really good way of helping other people. Okay, so there you go with that. You have and you can put in all of your own ideas. So those are some ideas for you. And just remember to have fun making your fortune teller. I know you all know how to make those. Okay, perfect. So our snack today is basically making fruit kebabs. So you can make a fruit kebab by, if you're doing it the real way, you would do it with whole pieces of fruit that you would have to cut up. But other ways of doing it are to buy some fruit that's already cut up, and then all you have to do is put it together. When you're all done, you can eat it plain, or perhaps you can use it with a dip such as yogurt or pudding or some things that you would do. You would use skewers normally, not a straw like I had, or you could use whatever it is you have at home. So I just had some fruit like this, but you can use any kind of fruit you like. You could use apples and pears, you can use pineapple, you can use grapes, you can use strawberries and watermelon, and all of those fruit snacks make for a delicious snack as well as a delicious dessert at home. Okay? Oh, I'm sad. We've had our fruit kebabs. We've made our fortune tellers. We've learned so many different ways that we can be peacemakers. I hope you had fun this week, because we learned that if we love people and we practice the virtues of love, peace, joy, happiness, and kindness and respect, if we try to put ourselves in other people's shoes and give from our hearts, and we're kind and we share our things, that we are peacemakers. Today's Bible verse was really a collection of all the Bible verses that we had this week. Live in harmony with each other. Don't mistreat someone who has mistreated you, but try to earn the respect of others. Do your best to go in peace with everyone. Those are the things that we can do in order to become children of God and be peacemakers. So, I know that you've had fun. I know that you've enjoyed your day. I know that you know to ask for help in resolving conflicts. So, what do peacemakers do? They find good ways to solve problems. They help other people. They speak up for what is right. And they ask for help to resolve conflicts. So boys and girls, I hope you have had as much fun as I have this week. I want to thank Catherine and Lauren White for being our craft and our snack makers. And I hope that you've learned that important lessons. I also hope that you have cleaned up your kitchen and cleaned up your craft room after each project. Bye. Go make a difference, because you can make a difference. Peace out, everyone. See you later.
Difference, we can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference, we can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference, we can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference, we can make a difference. Go in the world. We are the salt of the earth, called to let the people see the love of God in you and me. We are the light of the world. world, not to be hidden but be seen. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. We are the hands of Christ, reaching out to those in need. The face of God for all to see. We are the spirit of hope. We are the voice of peace. So go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. Go make a difference. We can make a difference. Go make a difference in the world. So let your love shine on. Let it shine for all to see. Go make a difference in the world. And the Spirit of Christ will be with us as we go.